Actually, I'm a little bit different presentation compared to other speakers. I'm not a big picture painting guy. We are only doing very narrow sector of the industry. We are developing hydrogen fuel cell powered boat to ship. Next, please. The background of the what we are doing. Actually, my members of the company, we have used to work the shipbuilding company to developing new big ships as like containers and the passenger ships. But during our experience, we have realized that there has a lot of pollutions coming. And one of the researcher gave me the result of the calculation. One container vessels providing so big pollutions compared to the trucks and the cars. Actually, the ultrafine dust, 500,000 trucks with one container ships, and then 50 million cars for the sulfur oxide for one container ships. Next page, please. Based on the renewable energy or green energy or some challenge of the future technology, most of the many country, they are developing new system for the propulsion of the ship, and they try to make a trend of the technology of the propulsion power. Next slide, please. What Vinssen is doing now in Korea, actually we have started with the electric small boat, electric power with a battery system, but during the develop of the boat and testing, we realized we need to have another energy to do the functional boat, which is the hydrogen fuel cell. And then the left side of the small boats, this is 10-meter long. This is the hydrogen fuel cell powered boat, the first one in Korea. And this is the problem is in Korea, we have no regulation yet for the hydrogen powered boat. Maybe car they have, but the boat system and the shipping, there is no regulation. So Ministry of the Small Medium Business, they gave us the opportunity to area we can do the testing and developing regulation in local regulations. So based on this small project, we can find out what is the risk and what is the way of the we have to go. So we are analyzing all the risk things. So we finalizing new regulation by next year. The second photo shows that the liquefied hydrogen fuel fishing boat, and we just started to studying liquefied hydrogen. We can apply to the fishing boat. Yeah, maybe possible, but there has some challenge of the technical issue between the pressure issue between hydrogen fuel cell required and provided by liquefied hydrogen, and will be developed soon. And the third photos shows that there's one of the challenge for us, the important project. In the world, maybe car maker, they manufacturing of the hydrogen fuel cell for the vehicle, but they have experience with only two stacking of the hydrogen fuel cells stacks. But this one is the first step of the more hydrogen fuel cell stacks, like 4 stacks. So I'm gonna a little bit more information later. And then the last one, tugboats. This is the quite a big project for Korea and people, for the technician peoples. 3 megawatt propulsion power with hydrogen and with a 2 megawatt battery powers. So after this completion, maybe it takes 3 years, but after this completion will be give us good opportunity to change all the big tugboats. This is 20,000 ships in the world. Next page, please. at the beginning of the company, we did start with the fishing boat with electric propulsion with a battery only. This is the our test bed ship, not ship, small boats, 8 meter long, and then we testing all the battery, how to operate, and then all the what is the power of the motors coming out, and what is the speed is coming. The why try to make these boats. I'd like to show the people the possibility of the electrification's power. I'm not the green energy familiar person. I just I would like to show the people to understand, and I'd like the people to love it, to the electrification power. So I'd like to show the people what is the result of the power boats. This is two propulsion power with electric motors, and the speed is 12 knots. Next slide, please. These small boats also electrification and only battery powers, and this is almost finished. But based on this study of the manufacturing of the small boats, we finalized what is the risk of the electrifications and then the battery powers, what we can provide until where and how long, and what is the power, their densities, things, and kind of studying tools. Next page, please. Also, this is the petrobot in Korea. Based on the new regulation of the Korea, they are required for all the government ships and boats have to be changed to green energy powered propulsion system. So one of the police people, they asked me to develop new system with the electric propulsion system. Then no pollution, nothing, zero emissions. So we designed and we applied a new propulsion with a 300 kilowatt, which is the 500 horsepower around peak power, and the speed is nominal 15 knots. This is only electrification with a battery, but we are considering to applying a hydrogen fuel cell. Next page, please. From now, I can show that this is the quite challenging one. First, hydrogen fuel cell boat. The design quite fancy because the if I apply the hydrogen fuel cell to the fishing boat, nobody want to see that. So I try to make a little bit beauty. And then this is prototype of the testing bed. The beginning of the hydrogen fuel cell propulsion system, we cannot do a big power. So we start with 25 kilowatts the one unit with a battery power like a hybrid system. So people will recognize no emission boat can be work well. This is the belongs to H2 regulation free zone project. So the important things, we are not developing only the boats. Also in beside, we are planning to make a charging station of the hydrogen. This is quite big issue because we don't have any regulation, we don't have any guideline, we don't have any references in the world in the for the marine supplying hydrogen. So all the supply chain will be developed based on this regulation free zone. Thank you for the Ministry of the Small Medium Business. Next slide, please. Previous one was 1 unit of the hydrogen fuel cell, but this one is a little bit bigger power for stacking of the hydrogen fuel cell system. One of the major car maker, they provide us the hydrogen fuel cell for the vehicle one. However, there is the problem is we don't have any references for the if I apply to the marine environmental, what happens? So all the air supply and hydrogen supply, things and what is the performance and lifetime. Based on this project, we will find out what is the risk and using the all the people with that kind of system. And this practice will makes me good chance to go bigger project. Next slide, please. Based on the previous project for stacking of the stacks, we find out what is the result, and then this page will shows the simple diagram of what we are doing. Two propulsion power motor, and then each motor has the hydrogen fuel power and then electric battery energy system together. So both of them we are stacking. And then sometimes we combine together, sometimes the emergency situation we disengage, and then using single one. Next page, please. Based on my previous project, this is the quite previous one, please. No. Can we go back to the one more back, please? Yeah. Tugboat. Next, please. Yeah. The tugboat. This is propulsion power 3 megawatts. I think nobody have been tried before. Almost 30 to 35 fuel cell stacks will be stacked, and then dual propulsion, and 2 megawatt hour battery systems, energy storage. So this is quite a challenge for the all the world. The total of the IMO list of the tugboat is 20,000 ships, and then this monster engines, diesel engines, is making lots of the pollutions, and then all the harbor and the port, they have a lot of this operated tugboats. If we success this one, will be standard of the tugboat. And the problem is hydrogen fuel cell is workable in the marine environment or not. That's why our portfolio, we start with the single hydrogen fuel cell application and full hydrogen fuel cell application. This is last 30 to 35 hydrogen fuel cell application. And then after this study and practice, compared to the VLCC, which is a very large crude oil carrier, or LNGC, liquefied natural gas carrier ship, they require 30 megawatts. But this is 3 megawatts. If I stack 10 times more than this system, we can carry over the LNG carriers. And then if we apply 20 of this stacking of these tugboats, we can operate very large container vessels. So this is a big challenge of the future. I think our roadmap is every test, every practice will be complete in 7 and 8 years takes. Then almost before 2030, we will start for release the good system for the hydrogen power propulsion system for the big ship. Next page, please.
Mr. Lee, can you please wrap up your presentation?
Yeah, almost finished. Yep. Yeah, this is the we have to developing the familiar interface and system integration. Next page, please. And battery, the Korea has the battery, very strength part is battery and hydrogen fuel cell and shipbuilding technology. So we are combining all together. Next page, please. The price is important. The hydrogen fuel price. It depends on the prices goes down. The industry will be very happy to apply this system. Next page, please. What we need, marine regulation is still developing by International Maritime Organization. They are, I think, still studying. The infrastructure, charging station, we have to prepare and for release the other industry. And cost down for the fuel cell stack and hydrogen gas. This is a big issue for making bigger industry. Thank you very much.